Alright, Nintendo just had a ridiculous direct, and honestly, I was very surprised at what was shown at this direct. Now, I did have some expectations, such as a Wind Waker or Twilight Princess HD bundle, or some type of versions of those games to come out on Nintendo Switch, as well as a Fire Emblem remake, because those have actually been rumored for quite some time now, and I thought this was going to be the best time for them to show them. Fortunately, and unfortunately, I guess both of those, none of those were ever shown, but there was a lot of amazing things they showed off on the direct that really surprised me in general. One of those things that surprised me was a brand new Mario and Luigi game. Now, I will say this, I've personally never really played a Mario and Luigi game to the finish. I did start off Bowser's Inside Story, at least the 3DS version of it, and I really was enjoying it. The RPG mechanics and of course the soundtrack were just amazing overall. I really did like it, but I just never got around to finishing it, mainly because something else caught my attention and I started playing those. But man, let me tell you, with Mario & Luigi Brotherhood, there's a lot of things going on in this game that look amazing, but the biggest thing that really appeals to me is the art style. This is probably one of the most beautiful games I've seen in terms of art style. Honestly, when I look at this art style, I just think of the cover art. They're literally using the exact artwork they use on the cover inside the game. And man, this looks like just a one-on-one creation of the art style, and you don't really see that in a lot of games. You have stuff that try to mimic, for example, Dragon Ball tries to mimic the art style of Toriyama in the games, and it doesn't always come out like that. Or like you have like the Naruto anime games as well. They kind of try to mimic the art style of the anime, but you don't really see a one-to-one. There's of course the Tetsuya Nomura artwork as well, like on Final Fantasy, where the in-game models are not really the same as the actual art style that's used in like the drawings or in the workbooks or anything like that. When it came to Mario & Luigi Brotherhood, literally it looks like a one-to-one recreation of the art style that's done on the cover art or any of the concept art or anything like that. And this game looks amazing. And with them opening up with that, honestly, I was actually pretty surprised, because again, this was something that I wasn't expecting. Then we moved along and there were some other minor titles. They had like Fairy Tail, and then they had some other stuff. They had a Wii, or not Wii Sports, but Switch Sports update with basketball, which was pretty cool. Did enjoy Switch Sports. I do feel that it's a pretty neat successor to Wii Sports, and honestly, it's pretty fun. I play it a lot with my family, or rather, we played it when it first came out a lot, and we haven't played it since then, but this basketball update I am really looking forward to. But then, as time passed, the biggest game update, at least the biggest update for me personally, and the one that really caught my attention and got me hyped, was Dragon Quest III HD 2D. This was one that a lot of us was expecting to be here, but at the same time wasn't sure it was going to show up, and of course it did show up. I was super hyped for this. Honestly, I was very excited to see this, and it just looks better than they originally showed it. A lot of the graphics seem updated, just everything about the game just looks beautiful, and probably the best looking version of HD 2D. If you remember the HD 2D art style, it's been around for quite some time now. Octopath Traveler 1 had started it, and of course we had Octopath Traveler 2, Triangle Strategy, and Live Alive. They all use the HD 2D engine, but man, I do gotta say, I think Dragon Quest 3 is the best looking of them all. The art style is just captured perfectly. You can still see some of the original character sprites in terms of the design of it, but replicated in the HD 2D art style, and man, this just looks amazing. Not only that, there was more information that was shared after the direct, where we got to know that there's a lot new story content that's going to be added to the game as well. And of course, the battle systems have been updated to be a little bit more modern, such as being able to do like 2x speed and stuff like that. That is pretty exciting. Actually, I'm very excited to play this game. But there was something else that they added to this game that actually I'm pretty surprised they didn't even show it off. That is voice acting. Voice acting will be in this game, and that is very interesting, because honestly I didn't think voice acting was going to come to this game, especially for an HD 2D remake. But there is voice acting coming to this game, and I'm very excited to hear that. Honestly, I do like the Dragon Quest voice acting voice work. It's really good. I loved 11, I loved 8, and I'm glad to see that this game is also going to have it. And of course, we got that release date of November 14th, so I am super hyped to play this game. But moving on, we got another big surprise, and that was Marvel vs. Capcom Collection. This is actually something that I was super surprised. I'm a huge Marvel vs. Capcom 2 fan. I used to go to the arcade all the time and play this game. I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom Heroes, the very first one, and I used to play that as well in the arcade. I love the game so much that, I mean, honestly, I emulate them quite often. And I'm super excited to see that finally they're going to be available on modern platforms, except for Xbox, unfortunately. But you will be able to play it on PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch, of course. And this is a game that I probably will double dip. I will pick it up on PC as well as Nintendo Switch, just so I have that physical copy, because if you remember, they did delist Marvel vs. Capcom 2 off of PS3 and 360. I think that was around the same time that Disney bought Marvel, so I think that's why. But regardless, they did delist them, and this is one of those things I feel like I need a physical cart just in case. But that was a huge surprise. People were going crazy with that announcement because this was something that, again, nobody was really expecting and was a huge surprise for a lot of people. And then we got the ending of it where they ended with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Again, another huge surprise. This was something that I just wasn't expecting. Honestly, a lot of us were thinking Metroid Prime 4 is a Switch 2 game, and I still believe it is a Switch 2 game, but now we can see that it looks like it's going to be a cross-gen game because this is also coming on Nintendo Switch hardware. And man, that trailer got everybody so hyped. The game looks gorgeous. I don't know what wizardry Nintendo is doing, or rather Retro Studios is doing, to make this game look this good, but the game looked amazing. Honestly, man, I am super excited to play this game. I don't have words to express how I feel, because this is just amazing look at the game, and I'm very excited to also have a brand new Metroid Prime game. I do hope that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 come out on the Switch, because you definitely do need to play 2 and 3 to kind of get a hold of the story, because the Metroid Prime 3 had an ending that led to Metroid Prime 4, which is why a lot of people were expecting this. But nonetheless, I'm still excited that we got to see more gameplay of Metroid Prime 4. But overall, Nintendo killed it with this Direct. They were definitely my favorite Direct. Those were the 4 games I really wanted to highlight. There was a lot more stuff that they showed off that I thought was pretty cool. Some stuff that weren't really for me, that were for other people, that a lot of people did get excited for. But those are the 4 major things that really got me excited. I mean, technically you can count Dragon Quest 1 and 2 as 2 separate ones as well. So that would be the 6 major things that I guess I was excited for. But anyways, nonetheless, amazing Nintendo Direct. Surprised me overall. And honestly, my expectations weren't really set that high for this Direct, because I just didn't think that there was going to be a lot shown. I just thought it was going to be more remakes, which we did get, of course, with the Dragon Quest 3 stuff, but more Nintendo remakes or ports like not Dragon Quest, but like Wind Waker or Twilight Princess or something along those lines. We did get Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which is a port and an HD port at that, which is kind of cool. But I was expecting a lot more ports, and we did not get that many ports. And I probably should mention this game as well. They did show off Fantasian, which I'm super excited for, except that I played it already. Yes, I've played Fantasian already on my iPad, and it's a very good RPG. If you are a fan of classic Sakaguchi RPGs, Lost Odyssey, Final Fantasy 1 through 9, and so forth, you will really love this game. I honestly feel that this is a love letter to Final Fantasy games. It feels very much like Final Fantasy 8 and 9, and maybe sprinkle a little bit of 7 in there as well. It feels like those games, and this is something I feel like you definitely have to play now that it's not only available on iPad, but you can also play it on any console of your choice. There are some cool bonuses that they're adding, such as voice acting. The original version did not have voice acting, so they are adding voice acting to there. And I'm not sure what else might be changed in this game, or what other content they might add to this game, but I think you will enjoy it. Hopefully they do make certain things a little bit easier, because towards the end of the game it becomes really grindy, and that was the biggest turnoff for a lot of people, is that you get to that point where you have to grind to be able to handle these enemies. But let me know what you were excited for this Nintendo Direct. Was there anything that really stood out to you? Were there some games that I didn't mention that you really liked? I think I highlighted some of the major ones that a lot of people are excited for, and honestly, out of all of those, if I had to choose, it's going to be Dragon Quest 3. Definitely play Dragon Quest 3. It's well worth it. An amazing RPG. Pick that up when it comes out, and just support Dragon Quest. It's such a beautiful franchise, such an amazing franchise, and honestly one of my favorite franchises ever made. I did come late to the game in terms of liking Dragon Quest, but nonetheless, I'm here now and I'm enjoying it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Like I said, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I am so close. So I'll share the channel. That does help out a lot. My name is James. I'll catch you guys next time.